Most of us know the revenue goal that we're shooting for this year, but let me ask you something that most people don't ask. Do you know your client results goal? Because that is the one that actually really matters. When you focus on your client results, the rest of your business gets so much easier. Sales get simpler, marketing gets stronger, and any weird feelings you have about being unethical or sleazy for having these big growth and revenue goals, those just evaporate because you're focused on impact and revenue at the same time, not one without the other. Hey, if we haven't met yet, I'm Ashley, and I'm a systems and automations expert, and I help coaches and service providers set up client management systems using Airtable. And I can say this very confidently, Airtable is absolutely the only place you can actually track client results in the way that we need to in 2026 and beyond. You should absolutely check out my free masterclass called The One System You Need to Double Your Client Roster, Work Less Hours, and Get Better Client Results. You can sign up for that using the link in the description below. It'll walk you through how to actually track client results using Airtable. But before you can even track your client results, you have to know what result you're tracking. And having a clear client results goal is one of the best first steps that you can take. So let's dive in. Okay, so before we talk about revenue or math or numbers at all, I want to start here. What even is a client results goal? Most of us have a revenue goal, but not a lot of us have a client results goal. A client results goal is the collective outcome you want to create for all of your clients over a period of time. We're going to use a year for this, okay? So it's not just one testimonial, it's not the number of clients you want to serve, it's a specific trackable result that measures the impact of your work over time. So if you're a coach or a service provider, you absolutely have to have a result that you're tracking, even if your offer feels unmeasurable. So a few examples of client results goals, so this feels more concrete, are things like I helped my clients launch 100 YouTube channels this year. My clients generated $4 million in collective launch revenue. My clients invested $5 million into the stock market. I've helped 400 offers get fully set up and running using Client Hub. That last one is mine. You can also do non-tangible like money or weight related goals. Just because if you don't have a like standard trackable result doesn't mean you can't have a client results goal. All of us can have client results goals. Let's say you want to help 40 people leave their job, or you want to help 30 people find the love of their life. Like whatever it is, you can find that. Or even like I helped 47 women feel more confident in their dating life. Like you can really get creative, but getting very clear on the collective client result goal that you have for the year is going to make everything else in your business so much easier. Like I said, my goal for the year, my client results goal is 400 offers actively using my client hub. So I will walk you through how I got to that number in a bit. But before we get into the math of it all, I want to talk about why having a client results goal matters so much. I have very large revenue goals this year. So in 2026, my goal is to make at least $750,000. In 2025, for full transparency, I made about 400K. So I'm almost doubling. That's a lot of money. And it's a goal that I'm genuinely excited about. But here is what I know for sure and how I want to grow my business. I know I cannot hit that number if I'm not actively making sure that the offers that I sell are actually getting people results. I do not want a 750K business and having 100 clients, 300 clients if none of them are getting results. That feels very bad to me. And just simply like not only does it feel bad, it also just like doesn't feel sustainable. Because here's the thing. If I have a 6-figure launch and nobody gets the results that I promise on the inside, if it's crickets afterwards and then I'm having to rely on dusty testimonials from 2 years ago to sell the next launch, that's just not sustainable and it's not how I want to grow. What does feel sustainable and super motivating to me is this. How do I actually get more people the result that I promise? So I really believe the genuine, clearest path to hitting my revenue goals is focusing on my results first. Because when I focus on results, my clients are happier, my testimonials are stronger, my offer gets better, and my launches have more and more social proof over time. And really, the clearer I am on the result that I help my clients achieve, the more money I'm going to make. Not because I'm pushing harder or hustling more or trying different angles or switching up things. It's just because the social proof is there. I'm getting people results. I have a provable offer. I have a provable result. The receipts are there and sales will become easy. Another reason why having a client results goal as well as a revenue goal just works so well is because it really removes ego out of the equation. So instead of asking like, am I good or bad at business? Or like, why haven't I hit 30K months? Like those aren't the questions I'm asking myself this year. What I'm asking myself is what is getting in the way of my client results? So it's not, am I a good or a bad coach? Am I bad at business? The question is just neutral. It's solvable. It removes me out of the equation and it puts me into problem solving mode. So let's say if someone isn't setting up their client hub, I am, instead of being like, I'm bad at this, like my templates are bad, I'm just like, okay, like what's going on? Like, do they need additional trainings? Do they need it to be written instead of video? Do I need to create a done for you offer instead of the done with you offer? Like, what is getting in the way and how can I solve for that? So when I'm thinking about my client results every day instead of my revenue goal, it's going to put me in more of that problem solving mode, which I believe will get me more results. So having that client results goal also helps you improve your offer over time, like I was saying. So if you're tracking results and you bring 40 people into a launch and only 3 of those people get the result that you promised, you're going to see that. If you have 10 one-on-one coaching clients in a 12-week container and only 2 are experiencing the transformation that you sold, you see it and you've got to fix it. It sounds simple and straightforward, but so many of us treat our results as an afterthought. We like get the sales, we get the launch, and then we just like deliver. We deliver the 10 coaching calls or we like give them the curriculum, but we're not actually tracking if they're getting the result that we promise. And tracking your results is going to change your business. Like I said, you're going to be able to improve your curriculum, your onboarding, your support, your systems. Your offer is going to get better because you're paying attention to the outcome. And if you're not tracking results and you're just enrolling people, your offer will never be as strong as it could be, and selling will start to feel harder and harder over time. That might be why you had a really exciting first launch and your launches have been getting smaller and smaller because you haven't been proving that your offer actually gets the results that you're marketing. And here's the final piece that really matters to me. When you know your clients are getting results, selling feels clean. Wanting 40 people to enroll in your mastermind doesn't feel unethical. Why? Because clients are getting results. And why wouldn't you want to help more people if it's proven that the people inside of your offer are getting results? That is why I'm so focused on client results this year. My results are what are going to fuel my revenue goal, not the other way around. Okay, so now that we know why a client results goal is important, let's talk about how to actually calculate it. So I'll full transparently share with you mine and the nuances and all that. So I did, and I do recommend you start with your revenue goal. So my revenue goal for 2026 is $750,000. The first thing I did was work backwards from that number. So for simplicity, I picked my middle ground offer, which is a $2,500 group program. So not all of my revenue comes from that. I have DIY templates, which are around 500. I have done for you offers, which are like 6,000. I have other revenue streams, but really just for like simplicity for goal setting, I wanted just one clean number to anchor to that I also knew was like my middle ground, right? So if I get a couple done for you, then the number might shift a little bit. It all will balance out. So I just make the math simple, easy. So $750,000 divided by $2,500 per offer is 300 students inside of Systems Over Stress. So that gives me about a baseline. But here is where I went a little bit deeper. And it's like I said, it's not exact science, but it just is, this is how I did it. Is I don't want to know just how many people buy. So my goal is not to have 300 sales of Systems Over Stress. I am, again, going more results focused. So what I'm tracking is how many people actually set up and use my client hub for their offers. So my goal is to have about 90% of people who join my offers actually use my client hub, because realistically, some people will buy and won't take action. That's normal. So I'm looking at that 300 number and I'm not thinking just like 300 people in means I'm going to hit my goal. I'm really thinking, how do I make sure at least 300 people are like coming in and using this? And I was thinking about it, and just like, this is, again, it's like half math, half intuitive, but my goal, I actually ended up choosing 400 offers using my client hub instead of 300 businesses, because this is where it gets a little bit nuanced for me, is that most of my clients are going to have more than one offer. So they have a VIP day and a group program, or they have a mastermind and a membership. You can use my client hub to manage all of your offers. So my clients will have more than one offer that they submit to me and say that they use the client hub to manage. So I'm not really tracking people or businesses. I'm actually tracking offers that use my client hub. I also know that I already have some past clients. I can think of 100 offers off the top of my head that I need to put into my new tracking system to show that like these are offers that are already using the Systems Over Stress Client Hub system. So I had all of these things in mind. So I was thinking about like, what's the number I need to hit my revenue goals? Let me overshoot that a little bit to account for people that I already know are using the Client Hub, who are going to be submitting multiple offers. And I picked 400. 400 felt exciting to me. And this feels super doable. I can wake up every day and be like, all right, like at the end of 2026, I want to have a directory of 400 offers using my client hub. that now makes my marketing, it makes what I wake up and talk about, it makes my curriculum, it makes everything so much clearer and exciting because I know what I'm shooting for. Like I said, what I love about this approach is just how it changes what I focus on every day. So instead of waking up and thinking like, how am I going to hit a six-figure launch? I'm thinking, how do I close the gap between where I am now and having 400 offers using my client hub? So that might mean improving my onboarding, refining my curriculum, offering different paths to the same result. So adding in that done for you offer because we have people that we need our client hub but want to do a done for you experience. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're adding that offer, but it's to support the goal of getting 400 offers using the client hub. So I hope that makes sense. And I'm really very clear on the one result that I'm shooting for the rest of the year. And every decision that I'm making about my business is funneling through that. And for me, that's a way more motivating and useful way to work. So here is how you can do this as well and calculate your own client results goal. So one, I want you to get really clear on what the result is that you are tracking this year. Try to just think of one. I know you're multi-passionate, or you might be helping a lot of people with a lot of different things. Pick one client result for the year, start with your revenue goal, and pick one core offer to anchor that math. So divide your revenue goal by that offer price. Like I said, for me, it was 750K divided by 2,500 was 300 sales. Decide what completion or success actually means for your clients and adjust for reality. So maybe only 75% or 90% of people are actually going to complete it. And pick a number that feels realistic, exciting, motivating, because the goal really isn't to have like 100% completion rate. It's just not as possible, but we want to shoot for it as much as we can. And like I said, when you are focused on your client results, you are naturally going to get more people to achieve that result because you're going to be thinking about how to improve your curriculum, how to add more features, and really all of that is only possible by using Airtable systems to actually track. So now that you know how, like what you want to track, what your client results goal is for the year, one, let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the comments below what your client results goal is, or if you have any questions about that. Okay, so once you have your client result goal, the next very logical question is like, how the hell am I going to track all of this? You got to promise me one thing. Do not try to track this in your head. Tracking a big client results goal like this can't live in your memory, your notes app, or just random platforms. This is where systems come in. This is my expertise. If you want to track your client results in a real, meaningful way, you need one central place where all of the details about your client lives. You need to be able to zoom out and see things like, I have 40 clients in my program. How close are they to the result? Who's 25% of the way there? Who's 50% of the way there? Who is stuck? Who needs more support? Who's already finished and ready for the next step? That kind of visibility only happens when everything is tracked collectively over time in one central spot. And I'm going to be very clear here. Don't ask random people on threads. I'm telling you for real, Mighty Networks can't do this. Circle won't do this. Your course platform won't do it. Kajabi can't do it. And random spreadsheets and Google Forms definitely cannot do this. Those tools are not built to track client results. You need a system where client data is connected, progress is visible, and the outcomes are trackable in one cohesive place. The only software you can do that in is Airtable. And that is it. And that's exactly why I built my client hub. So I have an Airtable client hub, and it gives you one central place to track your clients' onboarding, their progress, their wins, their outcomes, their questions, where people are getting stuck, how many coaching calls they've had, how many coaching calls they've had left, where they're at in your process, what deliverables you've sent them. So instead of guessing or having to keep all this stuff in your head, you know what's actually happening inside of your offers. If you want to see what this looks like in action, I walk through it step by step in my free masterclass, the one system you need to double your client roster, work less hours, and get better client results. You can sign up for that using the link in the description. And I'm also beginning creating more videos on this, including walkthroughs of the client chart results tracker itself. So if you want to see that, comment below and let me know. And also let me know what your client results goal is for this year and what questions you have about setting your client results goal, how to track it, anything like that. Because what I really believe, and I hope you take away from this, is this. When you track your results, you grow with integrity, you're going to hit your revenue goals, and you're going to feel so excited and like it's inevitable. Your revenue is inevitable when you focus on your results. I believe that 100%. I can't wait to see you hit your goals. And I also can't wait to watch your clients hit theirs too, because when you have the results, you're going to want to showcase them and share them. And that's like so exciting for me to see. I always see on threads, people are celebrating. I have a client who helps with brand photographers, and it's like she's celebrated $1 million in brand photography revenue with her clients, and like to see her Airtable data and to see her results being like so celebrated is like such a cool thing. And I can't wait for you to see that as well. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe. There's more to come, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.